Hello, welcome to Be Super University. My name is Jake Newman, husband of one, father of two, and friend to all. I'm so excited you're here with us today. I am an expert in behaviors and motivators and a master at anything and everything about being a superhero to those around us. And Be Super University helps individuals maximize their potential by understanding and discovering their inner superhero and using that to help others around them and make the world a better place. As well as we specialize with organizations in identifying gaps and challenges that they're facing and helping them to drive higher performance, more effective communication, build stronger relationships, and have a stronger team culture within their organization. And I'm so excited that you're here with us today. We are talking about one of my favorite things in the whole world to talk about, and that is the science of behaviors, DISC. And going off of what we talked about last time is today our focus is on the dominant factor of DISC. We're only going to talk about one portion of DISC today. And as a reminder, the dominant factor is how you respond to problems and challenges. One thing to keep in mind as we talk about this today is that a lot of people, when they're talking about DISC and they're talking about the different factors, is on the dominant factor, they're actually talking about this side right here, the direct side of the dominant factor. What there isn't a strong focus on is that there is actually a continuum for each factor of DISC, and there's an opposite side. And the opposite side for dominant is the reflective side. So reflective is as far as how you respond to problems and challenges. You are either reflective or you are direct in how you approach those problems and challenges. And so as we look at this, a few things to keep in mind as we go down this road today is we're talking about DISC, we're talking about dominant, and whenever we're talking about DISC, there's no good or bad. There's only unique. You are a unique individual. DISC is a small portion of your personality, of who you actually are, and you represent a piece of each of these factors, but one or two of those factors, maybe even three, are on an extreme side, or on a stronger level or stronger tendency of behavior for people to see. So as we talk about direct and reflective, some things to keep in mind. This is what, speaking of direct, when we're talking about these people, they're ambitious, they're decisive, they're strong-willed, they are independent, and they're going for the goal. They're results-oriented. They're pushing towards the goal, and they want to get there as quickly as they can, and they want to do it so they can move on to the next thing coming. On the reflective side, they are more cooperative, low-key, modest, mild. These could be the quiet people in the background that aren't really voicing much in the moment because they are reflective and they want to take some time to think about how to actually approach that situation. So as we were talking, and I mentioned this continuum, that you land somewhere on here. You're direct, you're reflective, you're on the extreme side, you're on the situational side. You could be anywhere, and so your tendencies, if you are somewhere in towards this midline of this continuum, then your tendencies are more situational, meaning that they might be harder for people to understand or identify all the time within you. If you happen to be more on the extreme side of either of these sides of the coin, then it's going to be really apparent to a lot of people pretty quickly that you're one or the other. And that's because those tendencies, these characteristics, they show all the time. If you are closer to the midline, then chances are you're probably stronger or more extreme in one of these other three factors, and that's okay. We're going to talk about those in coming videos, so prepare for those videos. You'll learn a little bit more about yourself, hopefully. One of the best analogies that I've ever heard about direct and reflective to help understand how each of these types of individuals approach their problems and challenges is an analogy about baseball. In baseball, there are infielders and there are outfielders. And as an infielder, when that ball gets hit, an infielder's immediate reaction is to run towards the problem. Wherever the ball is, to run towards the ball so they can pick it up and try to get the out. And so they're moving forward towards the issue to get to that solution. That's direct. On the other hand, we have reflective. Reflective are like the outfielders. So when that ball is hit, especially obviously when it's a pop fly, the outfielders take a step back, they look in the air, they find the ball, they try to identify where it's going, so they're looking at the whole picture before they actually start to move in one direction or the other to get to that to get to that solution for that problem, to catch the ball that's coming their way. And so hopefully that's helpful in understanding where you land. Are you an infielder or are you an outfielder? Me, I tend to be a little bit more of an outfielder, and it just so happens when I play baseball or softball, I prefer to play in the outfield. Not that there's any correlation there, obviously. But as we talk about these two sides, when we think about the limitations that each of these have, these people and somebody who's direct could come across as very pushy, very aggressive with people, sometimes very kind of hoity-toity, or come across as they think they're better than other people. And so if you think about that, somebody who is more reflective, that could be very frustrating or annoying for those types of people. But the same goes for reflective. Those people, they could be the quiet person, they could come across as being indecisive, they may not be very responsive in the heat of the moment. And so for somebody who's direct, that could actually become very frustrating or annoying for those people too, to thinking, why can't they make this decision? It's an easy decision. I made that decision after 5 seconds of hearing the problem. And so as you figure out where you land and you think about where other people land, some of the people who come across to you as the most annoying or the most frustrating people could be because they are on the opposite side of this continuum that we're talking about tonight. And so rather than being frustrated or annoyed with these people, our goal going forward your goal should always be to seek out appreciation for these people, because these people are the ones who probably keep you grounded. They're the ones who are, if you're direct, they're the ones who are saying, hey, hold on a minute, we need to talk about this a little bit more before we make that decision to make sure it's the right decision. If you are reflective, these are the people that are saying, hey, we can't wait, we got to move forward, we can't just sit still and let this be, we got to move forward. So they're keeping you grounded. They're making sure that something doesn't wait too long, or something does wait long enough for the right decision to be made. And in a lot of cases, your opposite could be your biggest strength or your biggest asset, because their strengths are your limitations and your strengths are their limitations. So you could actually be a really good pair together. I hope you enjoyed what we've talked about today. If we've connected or clicked in any way, please click the subscribe button down below. I'd love to see you back here tomorrow for another video to learn a little bit more about the disc behaviors. If you have any friends or a team that you find this could be helpful for, please share this with them. I'd love to have them here with us and be involved with us. Thank you again for coming and participating. Don't forget, care to share and be somebody's hero.